Okay, let's get right into it. When you hear prediction market, your mind probably jumps straight to betting, right? Like placing a wager on an election or the Super Bowl. But what if I told you that under the hood, it's something, well, way more sophisticated? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the financial engine that actually tokenizes probability itself. So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll see why it's more than just a bet. Then, we'll dig into the one unbreakable law of the system, the $1 rule. After that, we'll look at its two-part architecture, how you can actually make your own market, the one player the system can't live without, and finally, what this all really adds up to, the probability ledger. All right, first things first. Let's just completely tear down that idea that this is just about placing bets. It's really about trading a whole new kind of asset. Seriously, think about that for a second. Not just betting on an outcome, but actually buying and selling the chance of that outcome happening. Like, you could own a piece of the probability, and you could watch its value shift in real time as new information comes out. And that's the huge shift in thinking we're going to unpack here. Yeah, and this quote really just nails it. So you got to forget the whole sportsbook idea. What we're actually talking about is a financial derivative engine. It's a machine designed for one specific purpose, to figure out the price of a future event. And that price, which you see and sense, is literally the market's collective belief in the probability of that event happening. So, how does a machine like this stay honest? How does it stay accurate? Well, it all comes down to one super simple, really elegant, and totally unbreakable rule. Okay, so this is the absolute building block of the whole system. They call it a share, but it's not like a stock. It's a conditional contract. So if you buy a yes share for, let's say, 70 cents, you're not just gambling. You are buying an asset that the entire market agrees has a 70% chance of being worth one full dollar. In other words, the price is the probability. And here's where it gets really cool. This slide, it's all about mathematical certainty. In a simple yes or no market, there are only two possibilities. So, if you own one share of every possible outcome, you are guaranteed to hold the winning ticket. It's just simple logic. And since that winning ticket pays out exactly $1, a complete set of shares is always worth $1, period. Right, and this is the crucial part. This isn't some friendly suggestion. It's a law, and it's enforced by pure economic incentive. If the yes price plus the no price ever drifts away from $1, say it adds up to 98 cents or $1.02, it creates a risk-free profit opportunity, and traders will literally pounce on that in a split second, buying and selling until the prices are forced right back to $1. The system polices itself. Okay, so we've got the core rule down, but how is the system actually built to handle all this trading? Well, the way it's built is actually pretty brilliant, and it's all about separating the duties. Let's break this down. So on one side, you've got the market contract. The best way to think about this is like the system's high-security bank vault. It sits on the blockchain, it holds all the cash, and its only jobs are to mint or burn complete sets of shares. Then you've got the order book. This is like the chaotic, fast-paced trading floor. This is where the action is, where buyers meet sellers, and where the real price gets discovered. In this design choice is everything. It really gives you the best of both worlds. You get that lightning-fast trading you need for prices to update instantly, but you also get the rock-solid, trustless security of knowing your money is locked up safe in that on-chain contract. Okay, so with that architecture in mind, let's look at a really powerful feature this enables, something that lets pretty much anyone become a market maker. Okay, so imagine this. You want to bet yes, right? But nobody's selling yes shares. Normally, you'd be stuck. But here, you become the market. First, you deposit, say, $100 into that secure contract. What does it do? It spits back out a complete set for you, 100 yes shares and 100 no shares. Now you keep the yes shares you wanted all along, and you just hop over to the order book and sell off the no shares to whoever's buying. Simple as that. And you see why this is such a game changer for liquidity, right? You're no longer looking for that one specific person to take the other side of your bet. Nah, you just need anyone who's buying the opposite outcome. This basically means anyone can pump liquidity into the market whenever they want, which solves that classic chicken and egg problem that so many new markets face. So that whole mint and sell thing, it sounds perfect, right? Like a flawless system? Well, there's one major catch, and it introduces a player into the system that is absolutely essential. I mean, think about it. You go through all the trouble of minting your shares, you keep your yes side, and then you go to the order book to sell the no side, and crickets. Nobody's there. What happens then? You haven't actually made a bet at all. You're just holding a perfectly balanced position that's guaranteed to pay you back exactly what you put in. You've basically just done a lap and ended up right where you started. So, yeah, what happens when there are no buyers? The whole thing just grinds to a halt, right? If there's no liquidity on the other side, that amazing mint and sell engine just stalls out. So how do you make sure there's always someone to trade with? And enter the market makers. These folks are the essential lubricant for the whole system. Their entire job, their whole reason for being, is to have buy and sell orders ready to go on both sides of the market 24/7. They're the ones who guarantee that whether you want to buy or sell, there's always going to be someone on the other side of that trade. They make all that cool theory a practical reality. All right, so let's take a step back and look at the big picture here. We've seen the unbreakable rule, the two-part design, the liquidity engine. So what is the grand purpose of this entire really elegant machine? This quote just perfectly sums it all up. At the end of the day, this isn't about gambling. It's about building this incredible, public, transparent ledger. A ledger that tracks what we all collectively believe about the future, all held together by that pure mathematical law that all the possibilities have to add up to one. And that right there is the biggest takeaway. By turning probabilities into assets that you can buy and sell, this system creates one of the most powerful forecasting tools we've ever had. The price you see on the screen isn't just some random number. It's the collective brainpower of everyone in the market, distilled down into a single, constantly updating number. And that really leaves us with a pretty wild question, doesn't it? If we've built a financial engine that can put a price on probability, what's next? What other impossible, abstract ideas are we going to learn how to tokenize and trade? The possibilities, they're honestly kind of mind-bending.